C22, promoting health, safety and welfare in active leisure and recreation. This is learning objective 8, know how to follow emergency procedures. We're going to talk about 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, 8.4, 8.5, 8.6. This is Stephen Granger. He's doing an NVQ in activity and leadership at Leicester Outdoor Pursuit Centre, and it's the 25th of June 2015, and it's 10 to 12. Right, Stephen, I'd like you to describe the emergency procedures in home place of work 8.1.
Okay, so we have our fire procedure. So there are doors dotted around the centre. If a fire alarm goes off, then the kids will follow the instructor out the fire doors, and then we have an assembly point where we meet up and then register taken. Also, at the start, if a school comes in or any other group, we give them a brief of what will happen anyway, so they know what to do.
And do you have any fire safety equipment around the centre?
Yes, we've got fire extinguishers around the centre for different kinds of fires, so electrical or water.
Excellent. Okay, if you put your pen down, thank you. So if you identified a fire, if you saw a fire, what would you do? What would be your first thing to do?
First thing to do would be to ring the fire services, okay, and then get my group out of the building, shut the door.
Yeah, so you'd shut the door to...
Yeah, keep in
yeah, yeah, isolate it.
Yeah.
Brilliant, excellent. Then you talked about the groups, taking the groups out to the fire assembly point.
Yeah.
At the fire assembly point, then what would you do?
We'd get them all lined up
in
their groups that they're in that session, and then a register would be taken.
Brilliant.
To make sure all kids are there.
Good. Okay. Would you return to the building?
No.
No. Until what?
Until the fire services it's safe to do so.
Excellent. Brilliant. So you talked about a fire procedure. Just list a couple more procedures that you might encounter at Leicester Outdoor Pursuit Centre.
So we have our first aid procedures.
Yeah.
Which are categorised, and that depending on like the severity of the injury, depending on if you should call the services or not, the ambulance. For example, if it is just a small cut, or a paper cut for example, you could get a plaster and it could be bandaged up really easily. If it's anything like a fracture, then you'd call the ambulance. When an injury occurs, after the session, as soon as you can, fill out an incident report form and state what happened, times, and then sign it.
Excellent. Okay, that's a couple. We're going to talk through a safeguarding procedure for the centre. Yeah, you've worked with this, and you provide an example of a safeguarding issue you've had to deal with. Can you just outline the procedure for safeguarding when someone discloses some information to you?
So you want to make sure you're not too forward and you're quite calm. Okay, so you don't frighten the person that's there. You want to make sure when they're talking to you, you don't want to judge them. Okay, be biased. You want to take what they say seriously.
Yeah.
You want to reassure them.
Yeah.
You want to write down everything that they say, and date it, and then sign it. And you can't promise them anything. You can't promise them that you won't tell anyone, just in case it's a serious issue. And tell them what you will do. Tell them what you will do next to whoever you give the information to. So you made a full record. Yeah, and just make sure you're not too forward and asking loads of questions.
Good.
Because it can make them quite scared, and they might not tell you what you need to know.
Brilliant. Yeah, that's something that I was going to ask you about. So you wouldn't ask any leading questions.
No.
Brilliant. Let's say you've got a child who's disclosing some information to you, maybe about a colleague. Let's say that they feel one of your colleagues has been bullying them. You've got an 8-year-old lad telling you that information. What problems might happen when they're giving you that information?
Well, so what problems would I have? Or?
Yeah, so imagine there's a lad sat next to you talking to you about one of your colleagues. Let's say it's Louis or Steve. Let's say they've been bullying this child, and they're relaying this information to you. What sort of problems might happen when that's going on?
So they could be lying.
Yeah.
And also, I don't quite understand the question.
So you've got that procedure, you've got those 8 steps from kind of that child speaking to you. You're reassuring them, not frightening them, not asking any leading questions, not promising confidentiality, writing everything down. So within all those steps there might be problems that occur whilst that's happening, because that's a procedure and that has to be followed. So what problems might you encounter?
The child
Yeah.
might not want you to tell them that this is happening. They might be quite scared. So you can't promise that. You can't promise that you're not going to tell someone higher up.
Yeah.
They might be joking around a little bit, and then they've said something and it's taken quite seriously. They might want to take it back. So sort of children not being completely honest could cause problems for staff in that way.
Yeah. And let's say if you didn't have a pen and paper and they were spouting all this information to you, what could you do? Why might that be a problem?
Well, I wouldn't go and get pen and paper because it might change the mood they're in. Sort of with how we're the environment we're in might be quite quiet at the time. I don't want to leave. Someone comes in and then they sort of change their mind. I'd have to just memorise what they say and write it down as soon as I can.
And what might be the problem with that? You memorising that information?
Might get something wrong.
Yeah, brilliant. That's all I wanted. Okay. 8.5. Describe why problems that occur when carrying out emergency procedures. So let's say you didn't have your pen and paper. Why should that information be reported? Or let's say if you didn't have that pen and paper and you couldn't recount everything that they said to you, why should you also report that?
You didn't have a pen. Well, if you don't say that you didn't have a pen and paper, and then you're saying this child said this child said that, and it wasn't completely correct, you've got a sort of backup saying I didn't get it 100% because I didn't have a pen and paper on me at the time.
Yeah.
So you can say at the end, I did this after I spoke to the child.
And what happens to that information?
That'll go to manager.
Yeah.
Who's in charge? So our safeguarding officer, so Louis or Ed.
Brilliant. Cool. So that covers 8.6, identify who to report problems to.